Music was dying. Piracy had turned the industry into a battlefield. Artists were losing money, labels were panicking, and fans were stuck between inconvenience and illegality. But what if one startup could change everything? What if streaming wasn't the enemy, but the future? This is the story of how Spotify didn't just survive, but redefined how we experience music forever. Imagine it's the early 2000s. You want to listen to your favorite song, but instead of tapping a button, you have to spend 20 minutes downloading a questionable MP3 from LimeWire, only to realize it's actually a virus or worse, a weird remix with a DJ screaming their name every 10 seconds. The music industry was in freefall. Piracy was skyrocketing, record labels were panicking, and artists were making less money than your average barista. Enter Daniel Ek and Martin Lorentzon, two Swedish entrepreneurs who looked at this mess and thought, what if we just made piracy legal? Well, sort of. Their idea was simple but revolutionary. What if instead of illegally downloading music, people could stream it legally, instantly, and without owning a single file? The catch? Convincing the same record labels that had spent years fighting piracy to trust another tech company. Instead of sneaking music onto the platform like Napster, Spotify did things the hard way, spending years negotiating deals, persuading labels that ad-supported and subscription-based streaming could work. When Spotify finally launched in Sweden in 2008, it introduced a freemium model: free music with ads or an ad-free experience for a small fee. And people loved it. Suddenly, paying for music wasn't just reasonable, it was convenient. But global expansion wasn't easy. Every new country meant renegotiating licenses, and giants like Apple, Amazon, and Google were lurking, ready to crush any newcomer. So how did Spotify stay ahead? Personalization. Unlike its competitors, Spotify wasn't just about streaming, it was about discovery. Features like Discover Weekly used machine learning to recommend songs, making users feel like the app really knew them, sometimes better than their own friends did. Then came the big social play, partnering with Facebook in 2011, letting users share their playlists like musical status updates. Soon, Spotify was everywhere, on your phone, in your car, even inside smart speakers that mysteriously started playing sad songs when you were alone at 2 a.m. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. Some artists, looking at you, Taylor Swift, called out Spotify for paying pennies per stream, temporarily pulling their music. In response, Spotify tweaked its revenue model and gave artists more control, and eventually, most critics returned. And just when you thought they were done, Spotify made another power move: podcasts. Realizing that spoken word content meant fewer royalty fees, they went all in, buying up podcast companies and landing exclusive deals, including a very expensive one with Joe Rogan. Today, with competition from Apple Music, YouTube Music, and new contenders constantly popping up, Spotify stays ahead by doing what it does best: evolving. Its journey from a tiny Swedish startup to a billion-dollar empire shows the power of solving a real problem, taking smart risks, and continuously adapting. So what's next? Will Spotify keep dominating the audio world, or will the next big disruptor shake things up again? I'll leave you to discuss in the comments. If you enjoyed this, subscribe for more deep dives, take care of yourselves, take care of your playlists, and I'll catch you in the next one.